everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I want to come on and touch base with you and let you know I haven't stopped doing the videos. It's just like we put the buildings up this spring. I've got the greenhouse up and I'm having to go back and they know what I said, relic some caves. Like I'm putting block underneath the building to make it stabler. I built some little chicken pens on the side of the pen on the building that y'all seen, and if you go back and look, you'll see them. Well, I've got about 85 baby diddles out there that I kept for myself, and I've got a few here in the house still, but went out there and something managed to jerk a baby chicken's head off, and I'd used that little half-inch chicken wire, the little round type. Well, see, I had to go back this morning, and I caught rat wire, but I guess it's rabbit wire or hardwire cloth, whatever. Had to cover their windows, doors, and all that with that. The other day, I went out there to rabbit pen, and I never give a thought to a snake whatsoever in this world. I had 5 baby rabbits in this one box. Went out there, and there was a black snake with the baby rabbits. All but one was missing. I got it out, and me and it had a very hard discussion about eating my rabbits. But I went and got a new female because I had one that had died, and I wanted to replace her. So I went to my friend's house and got a rabbit from her. I had to clean the pen where she was at, just make sure there was nothing in there, get it good and clean. I had to build a grow out pen for the baby rabbits, which was actually the old quail pen from out here on the side of the building. I moved it out here, and now the baby rabbits are in it, and I've got to where nothing can get to them. But on that pen where the snake went in, I went back and took that hardwire cloth and wrapped everything I could wrap in those. And I just didn't figure that, as long as it took me to do it and as slow as I was at it, that it'd be worth watching to you all. But if you're going to get rabbits or something like that, know for a fact that you're going to have to secure it and use hardwire cloth instead of any other kind of wire. The snakes will go in and get your rabbits. I never thought about that. I sold my big chickens to a lady, and I've got my baby chickens I'm restocking with. I've still got the pure American Breezy or American Breast. Then there's the Black Giants. Then I've got some crosses I've been working with. The crosses makes a little old gray chicken. Let me show you real quick. Easy, easy. See how it's blue and gray and black? See how pretty? Now this is the cross between the American Breast and the Black Giants. And they grow really fast. Like they grow extremely fast compared to the other ones. Now, here's another cross. Okay, you're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You get these. And to me, they look like brown reds, but I don't have no brown reds. Haven't had no brown reds in a long time. Don't jump, baby. And unless it's something that come out of the making of the other chickens, I don't know. But that's the 2 colors that comes out of crossing them. And what I've decided to do is I'm going to cross them. I'm going to put the gray chickens in one pen, the little chipmunk looking chickens in another pen, and then I'll keep my pure stock pure. But I want to see if I can develop a chicken that will grow pretty fast. And I had to go pick up some from a neighbor that had a coon get into hers. And I never suspected in 2 months, these baby chickens are, 2/3 grown or better. And I think within another month or two, the hens of them will be laying and the roosters are going to make monsters. But I've tried these Red Rangers and all these that you buy, these little fast-growing chickens. I truly believe in my heart of hearts that, you get into growth hormone steroids to make those chickens grow as fast as they do. I don't want that. I feed these regular start and grow, was the wild bird high protein start and grow. That's what I feed them. They're allowed to eat anytime they want. They kept water all the time. But like those babies there, believe it or not, they're just a week old. And you see they're big they're already pretty good size. The ones out here, I've got baby chickens out here in a pen, fully feathered, that's 2.5 weeks old. So they're growing exceptionally fast. They're making real nice chickens, and we'll go over an update as I go into all of it. But I'm trying to do a sustainable chicken breed that I can grow every year for my meat birds. I'm not worried if they're off in 6 weeks. If it's 10 to 12 weeks, I'm perfectly fine with that. But I want something that I can grow, and something that's not got growth hormones and steroids, but something that don't take a full year to, grow a chicken. That's what I'm working on. These chickens I get about 230 to 240 eggs off the white chickens. The black chickens has been producing 180 to 200. So I'm hoping to stay within that range of the crosses, because I'm going to keep them. And I'm telling you, if you'd see them little gray chickens, they are the prettiest things. I got a little hen out here, man, that's nothing but a doll. And I've got 8 I've kept out here in this pen, and I've got the little one here I'm going to keep. So I'm going to keep about 10 of them. I'm going to keep one rooster, and I'm going to keep the hens. And I'm going to breed them back together to see if it stays a gray chicken that grows as fast, and see what becomes of it. Then the chipmunk chickens, I don't know what they're going to be yet. We'll just have to, see. So far, they're coming out like a spotted, kind of like a Dominecker. As they get bigger, I'll see what it turns into. But if I breed the black rooster over the white hens, you end up with the gray chickens. If you breed the white rooster over the white hen or the black hens, you come up with, I'm going to say, the Dominecker look. So I know how to get each breed, and I'm going to see which one grows the best chickens. And, I always keep my pure stock, so I always have something to go back to. But I do want to see how these do. Then, later I may cross them to see, when you cross the spotted ones to the gray ones, what do they do? But, that's one thing I'm doing. I'm doing a lot of, I'm saving up money now to get the dairy started, because when I start the dairy, it's going to be about $4,000 to between $4,000 and $6,000. And, I'm not rich by no means. I turned the money off on this, and it's just me doing it. So I'm trying to save up money as I can. I started doing the turkey shoots, with this is my modified turkey gun. And I've been doing some of them shoots just to take a break. If you don't know the honest to God truth, I just needed a break. I didn't put out a garden this year. I would show you my kitchen, but I've got a kitchen that's got, there are 5 boxes deep, 12 jars in each box. Some has 24 jars in each box of food that I've already canned from last year, the year before, and I haven't eaten it. Well, it don't last forever. I know people says it does, but it don't. So this year, I went the other day and got a bunch more jars from a lady, but I'm focusing on getting my jars clean, making an area that's just for my canning jars when they're clean. And then I'm going to the dairy. Of course, we're going to build the dairy that'll put the all this food out there, and I can have enough room to move. In my back room, which is called the washroom, I'd hate to guess how many cans are back there, but it's just to the point I don't need it. And I've got a couple tomato plants. I've got a few pepper plants, but not much. because it's just something for freshness. You don't have a fresh tomato, whatever. But I don't need a can. I have way too much. Uh, I know everybody being preppers is losing their mind right now. What do you mean? Oh my God. Okay, if you're not eating it within let's say a 4-year time span, you need to figure out a way to do something else. Well, we had the hogs last year. I can buy hogs. I found a guy that he brings them down here close to me, and you can buy a 450 pound hog for right around $200. I can't grow them for that. There is no way possible that I can grow a hog for that. So I've been throwing anything that gets bad into the chickens, into the turkeys, the guineas, and stuff like that, which they're consuming it, but it wasn't like having the hogs. But I can't justify, like the red wattles, I had $600 in each 600-pound hog. So if I can get them others for $4 for 50 cents a pound, it'd be insane to keep wasting money. Remember, it's Mountain Man common sense. We got to use common sense on this stuff. If I go back into it, I will go into a Hampshire Yorkshire breed, and I know I'm rambling. That's what this video is about. So you understand everything going on, why I'm not making as many videos. I will get back to making them, I promise. But, I got my nephew coming to help me put the block under the building to restable, get them a little more stable. They're fine, but I'd rather have the block under them. I went yard selling. I went estate selling and stuff like that. People asked me not to film, so I didn't. But I come in with a lot of stuff that needs sorted. Well, when you got tubs of nails and screws and bolts and, steeples, staples and stuff like that, I'm out there taking and putting all that stuff together in tubs, or I keep my coffee cans. I drink Folgers coffee most of the time, and it's in them big cans. Well, if I've got 2 or 3 things of staples, I put them in it. And then I've been making shelves and putting them on the shelves, so I know where all that stuff is when I need it. Well, there's been tools. Good Lord. Man, there's been tools. Okay. I've got all my sockets in one box. I've got all my wrenches in a box. I've got all my, I'm hunting a box to put my screwdrivers in. I bought skill saws, drills, you name it. I bought it, corded and cordless. And I'm going to put a tote in there, and I'm going to eventually get all that stuff wound up and, put in tote where if I need it, right there's where it goes, right there's where it is. Trowels and stuff like that for concrete, tons of them. Concrete tools, I want those all put in a tote. You don't use them very often, but when you need them, they're there. I'm trying to get all this organized, and I just don't see you all wanting to watch me, pour screws and nuts and bolts and everything like that into the containers. And, right now I'm trying, as I can, I buy a little bit of cement and I'm putting it up. The boy that's going to dig the dairy out for me, it's $800, which he's doing me a real favor at that. But I've got toolboxes out here that I brought in that I got to go through. There's flashing that needs to go up underneath the building or something to where when I need it, I have it and stuff like that. And I need to get everything kind of out of the way so he can actually dig. And I thought by now I would have been doing the dairy, but it's not been in the cards. I done my greenhouse this year. I give all the planks away to my neighbors and stuff. And, I kept a few for myself, but very few. I guess old habits die hard. I've been given some stuff, and, as I'm giving it, I take and put it up. And, I'm still canning a little, but it's not enough to mount to a great lot. And right now, I don't see that it would be beneficial for me to make a bunch of videos and put them on here when it leads to a lot of nothing. And I've been fishing. I have went fishing a couple times. I'll take you around and show you fishing. Other day I stopped at a yard sale. I bought a nice surround sound system. a nice microphone system, a camera system for a laptop computer and stuff like that, I do that. I buy, and if I can resell it, I try to make money. If not, like this, I don't have to hook it up. I gotta wait for my buddy to come and hook all that up, the surround sound, and the microphone is so, like, if y'all want to do a live or a podcast or whatever it's called, I can do that, answer your questions face to face or computer to computer, and I'm still trying to buy stuff. I bought a GoPro. I got a GoPro and different things like that. I'm trying to learn how to use them. I'm not techie, and I'm trying to figure this stuff out. Please be patient. I'm still doing, like, we'll do a walkthrough. This year I really want to do one with the elderberries because I have seen so many videos of people doing elderberry wrong. And I made a video about it, and I'm going to tell you again, if you do elderberries, you've got to get the stems out, even the ones that's attached to that berry. Because if you don't, you're going to take a dose of the diarrhea and throwing up like you've never had in your life. I want to show you the proper way to clean them. Then things that, I figured it was a common knowledge thing, but it's not. It's this year I'm putting manure. I'm having cow manure put on my garden. I've got some mulch and stuff that I want mulch I want to put on it. I'm trying to find some old rotten hay, like people don't want to feed their cows and stuff. I will pick those bales of hay up, bring them in, scatter them on the garden, and I'm going to lime, the garden real good and let everything kind of settle. Next year I will do a garden again. It's just this year I think it's just best to let the ground lay, build it up, and eat the food that I've already canned. Last year I done 513 jars of stuff, and I didn't eat it all. I'm eating stuff now that was 2 and 3 year old, and it's I just don't want to have to throw it out. So, and there's no need to just keep putting up stuff and wasting it. It's extremely hot this year for some reason, and I'll admit, my buddy Jeff, I love you to death, buddy, but you burnt me on this air conditioner. I didn't have an air conditioner, never had an air conditioner. He got me, and he loaned me an air conditioner, then I went and got an air conditioner. And man, when it's hot, it's hard to keep me from, slipping back into the house and cooling off. I go in and out. It just, to be honest, I don't think what I'm doing is interesting enough to do this. Now, I'm going to do another video here in a minute. A buddy of mine is starting to sell game calls and stuff. And he's doing them by hand. He does them one at a time. It's not a big manufacturing shop, nothing else. I'll give you all the details on that. And I do have a passcode that you can use, and it saves you some money on his calls. But I'm telling you, he makes amazing calls. But we'll get into that in another video here in a minute. And then one day I'm going to go up there when I got a minute. I want a video and talk to him. Let him explain the workings of the calls, and how to properly use the calls and stuff like that. I'll give you a link. I'm going to give you a quick link here in a minute to his website. I'll be honest with you, you get 15% off. I'm going to do, like when I hunt and I'm going to use his calls and stuff, I am going to do videos for him showing, turkey hunting, deer hunting and stuff like that with his calls. I'm not paid. I can't be paid. So, but I guess if I was going to buy some calls, he'd probably give me a discount or something. But, he says if y'all just give him the discount code, he'll give you a discount. So, let me end this video. Just know I'm not quit. It's just like I want to do the porch. I got to box the porch in and stuff. Y'all will be in that. But my dogs have laid on the porch. The cat stuff's laid on the porch, and it's a mess. And I've got to get them to where they're under the porch. I want the dogs and cats being under the porch instead of on the porch. Later on, I got to get some more lumber, and I want to add a new porch out there where I can go out and sit and drink my coffee in the morning. On this other end of the house, I like to add a closet just for keeping my guns, hunting clothes, all this video and stuff like that. Have a room for just that. That way, it's not all over the house. I'm trying to get organized more or less than anything, and it's just I don't think y'all want to watch me get organized because it's boring to me. I bought what 25 rod and reels here lately. Uh, I've been giving them to people, giving them to kids if they want them. It's just if you get a kid interested in fishing, I'm gonna give them a fishing pole. That's the whole purpose of it. When they do the kid days, I think next year, I may load them up and take them over there, however many I got at that time, and just give it to to the kids, and if they need a fishing pole. But if you're local, you live close by. I know there's a couple around here watches, and you got a kid that wants a fishing pole, bring it by. They're free. I'll give them to you. And I'm I bought a bunch of stuff like this, and I'm trying to organize it to where it's not being rained on, it's not getting destroyed, but where it don't take up an entire building. But just stay with me, hang in with me. Don't think the old mountain man's quit. There will be a lot of good content. Just give me a little time to get this stuff caught up. Please like and subscribe. Go back and look through my videos. If you like them, give me a thumbs up. If you see that it's content that you'd be interested in, by all means, subscribe. I'm non-monetized. I took away all that. I'm not going to do it. I'm not doing it for money. I'm just here to do it to, maybe something I know will help you. That's what it's about. And maybe you know something that can help me. And, I looked into a lot of things that people have said, and some of it actually worked good for me. So, I appreciate y'all's comments. I appreciate your advice. If you got something, like somebody else asked a question, and maybe I don't get to it this evening, and one of y'all can answer it, hey, by all means do. Try to help each other out. Well, I'm going to end the video. Y'all have a good day. Have a blessed day. Be good to each other and stick with the old mountain man. We'll get back to it, okay? All righty. Bye. Oh.